Hello Bobcats, happy Monday and welcome back to another week at HMS. I cannot believe this is the last week before Christmas break. This school year has absolutely flown by and we are already at Christmas break and we have approximately 4 days left till Christmas break, which means that's 4 days to make sure we get to school every day. Make sure we are getting our missing assignments turned in. And for some of you, that means making sure we get a list of our missing assignments so that we can take advantage of this 2-week break to get caught up. I cannot stress enough to take advantage of this 2 weeks. For many of you, it might just be a missing assignment a day or a missing assignment every other day that we can get caught up on and finish the second quarter and the first semester strong. As I talked about earlier in my B.O.B lessons on academics, those missing assignments just kill us. And maybe most importantly, when we're not doing our schoolwork, we are missing out on that learning opportunity to get a chance to master that skill that your teachers are wanting you to work on. So we're going to break into B.O.B Lesson 13 here. We're going to stay along the lines of what I started a week or so ago. And I hope you guys all have a awesome break. I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and look forward to getting back and seeing you guys in January. Alright Bobcats, we are on to B.O.B Lesson number 3. And this lesson is going to be titled, Why Do People Act Disrespectfully? But first, let's be B.O.B. Let's be our best at HMS. Let's be safe, let's be responsible, let's be respectful, and let's be a learner. So before we begin, I want to preface this by saying why are we talking about disrespectful behavior today? I guess I want to preface this by saying you'll rarely hear me use the term bullying. I don't really like that term. I think that term has gotten way out of hand the last couple years. I think it's a term we use way too loosely. I don't personally believe that any person is a bully. I think we're all born inherently good. And I think that some of us have bad days where we exhibit disrespectful behavior. I think that many of us have difficult life situations where we're more prone to act disrespectfully to other people, but I don't like labeling any human being or any person as a bully. So why are we talking about disrespectful behavior today? We're talking about disrespectful behavior for 2 primary reasons, and it's very important you pay attention to this so that we have a platform to understand what I'm trying to get across to you awesome folks today. Number 1, when we understand why we are acting disrespectfully towards others, what that looks like and the why, and how it doesn't help us in the end, because it never does. When we act disrespectfully, it never helps us get to whatever goal we are trying to meet. We can learn replacement or alternative behaviors, and I'm going to talk about that here coming up. The second reason, when other people act disrespectfully towards us, we can gain a rational understanding, that should be understanding, of why they are being disrespectful, which leads to 2 things. It leads us to building empathy and understanding for them as a human being. Holy cow, Johnny was being very disrespectful to me the last period. I wonder what's going on in his life. I wonder if he's having a bad day. I wonder if maybe I need to be a better friend to him or to ask him what's going on and can I help him. The second thing is it gives us an understanding that keeps us from personalizing it. Because when we personalize it, we give the person disrespecting us what they want. They want us to be upset. They want to see us down. They want to see us negatively or adversely affected by us. And I think that's a knee-jerk reaction, but it's also a natural reaction when somebody disrespects us. Our first response is usually a negative one, and if we try to understand what it is that's going on, I think it helps us. It helps keep us from personalizing it. So why do people act disrespectfully? I've broken this into 3 pretty broad categories that I want to explain to you guys right now. The first and the most popular is usually projection. The number one reason people act disrespectfully is because they have some sort of fear, some sort of worry, or some sort of frustration or anger that they are sitting on or that is sitting inside of them, and they want to put it on someone else. By projecting this fear, they put it onto someone else, usually through verbally disrespecting somebody else. So I'm having a bad day, my morning didn't go good, afternoon didn't go good, I'm feeling a certain kind of way, and it is sitting in me and it's stirring up a storm, and so boom, I put it onto somebody else by disrespecting somebody else. Now all of a sudden I feel a lot better. Okay, but instead of projecting your unwanted emotions onto someone else, why not do this? Why not talk to a trusted friend or counselor about what is going on within you? Okay, that's a responsible way of dealing with whatever it is that's going on inside of us. Why not go exercise? Why not go listen to music? Why not journal about it? Why not walk your dog, etc.? Why not find a healthy coping mechanism instead of doing something that isn't healthy by disrespecting somebody else? Or third, why not take actions to correct whatever negative thing is going on with you? And sometimes we can take actions and sometimes we can't, and I'm going to talk about that here coming up next. The second reason why people act disrespectfully. Many times people will act disrespectfully because they either are jealous or envious of you, or they view you as a threat to either their social status or a threat to their achievements. By disrespecting you, they attempt to knock you down a notch. I think everybody has heard that term, I'm going to knock you down a notch. Think of it as this. Think of it as being in a swimming pool where you and another person are in that pool, but you cannot touch the bottom. And that person puts their hands on your shoulders and dunks you under and lifts themselves out of the water. That's kind of why some people disrespect sometimes. They want to knock you down to lift themselves up. But the only problem with that is that's a false sense of being lifted up. It's not organic. It's not real. Eventually you're going to get knocked down and go beneath the water, and they're going to come back up. It's only going to be temporary. Disrespecting someone else out of jealousy, envy, or because they are a threat does not organically change your status. Okay? If you're having problems with them, your problems are still going to be there. Matter of fact, by disrespecting them, sometimes that makes your problems worse. In the long term, once you become exposed, that is, the truth comes out, and the truth always comes out, folks. The truth always rises to the top. People will see the situations for what they really are. And chances are you're going to lose respect from other people instead of gaining it by not going about things in the right way. So, instead of disrespecting somebody else, instead of being jealous of them, instead of trying to knock them down a notch, use it as motivation to improve who you are as a student, as a friend, as an athlete, or as an overall person. Okay? By disrespecting somebody else because they do better in school, that's not helping you learn. That's not helping you do better academically. By talking smack behind somebody's back or disrespecting them to their face, that's not improving who you are as a friend. Why not improve who you are as a friend so that you become more popular if that's what it is that's important to you? Okay? Because popularity in the end really should be about people wanting to be your friend. And the last time I checked, people don't want to be friends with people who act disrespectfully to one another. Trying to knock somebody down a notch because they're a better athlete or they've experienced more success maybe on the volleyball court or on the basketball court, that doesn't make you a better athlete. That just makes you a worse teammate. Instead of doing that, why not go work on your skills? Why not go try to become a better athlete? Why not come work on your jump shot or work on your volleyball serve or whatever it is that is your thing? Okay? My ultimate thing I'm trying to communicate here, folks, is trying to knock somebody down a notch out of jealousy or envious or because you view them as a threat. That's never going to work. It's going to be a false quick fix maybe, and it's never going to be sustainable. What is sustainable is looking in the mirror and looking to improve who you are as a person. The third reason people act disrespectfully. Some people act disrespectfully because they crave having power over other people. And I want to say that it is a normal desire to have power and control over your circumstances in life. Absolutely. And unfortunately, many circumstances in life we have no power over. And so many times when I'm talking to kids in my office, so many times it comes down to this. It's, as human beings, it's not having power and control over things that happen in our life that probably are the hardest things to swallow. And if you really take a step back and look at it, I really believe that 90% of life we don't have control over. We may have control over a very small percentage of things in our life. And so what should we do with that? Well, we should really focus on having power and control and turning our focus on the power and control over that 10%, the things we can control, and learning to live and let those other 90% of things happen and we respond to them. The key is we should ask ourselves, at what cost is having this power and control coming? Okay, and if the answer is it's coming at a negative or adverse cost to someone else, we should probably refrain from trying to gain power and control over that situation. For instance, if we're struggling with friendships and we want that power and control over somebody else by telling a friend, you have to hang out with me, or you can't hang out with somebody else, well, that's coming at a negative or adverse cost to them. And ultimately, if that's what the answer is going to be, we need to find a different route. The other part of the answer is, if it's not hurting or harming anyone or anything else, then that's probably an acceptable power control to obtain. That would be, let me give you an example of that. Maybe we're trying to have power and control over our grades and our schoolwork. Well, so much of that is in your control. Do you come to school every day? Do you pay attention? Are you active in class discussions? Do you get your homework? Do you work hard in school? Okay, that's a perfect place to try to gain power and control. Okay, that's not hurting anybody else. That's not harming anybody else or anything else. Okay, so I hope we're able to differentiate between those two things. Remember, when it comes to power and control, ask yourself, at what cost is having this power and control coming? If it's a negative cost, maybe we need to find a different route. If it's not a negative cost and it's not hurting somebody else, then that's something we should probably invest in. All right, talking about control kind of brought me to one of my favorite quotes, which is, life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. That power and control thing is such an important thing in life. It's such a huge, no matter how old you are, or whether you're my age or whether you are 90 years old or whether you're 10 years old or whether you are a middle school student, we all have things in life that are negative things that happen to us, and this is something that transcends every grade level, every ethnicity, every gender. And it's so important. Life is 10% about what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. My quote of the week is, you simply cannot control the actions of others in life. You can, however, control how you choose to process others' actions and how you respond to it. So, if somebody is disrespectful to you in the future, think about these things. Process it. Think about the why. Why is somebody being disrespectful to me? Don't personalize it. Don't take that on your shoulders. That is not yours to take on. And if you are somebody that is acting disrespectful, think about, why am I acting disrespectful? Process how that's not going to get you any further to achieving the goals that you're reaching by being disrespectful, and instead take an alternate route or an alternate solution, and come talk to somebody. Come talk to myself or Miss Panis. Talk to a trusted friend. Talk to a trusted adult about how could be a better way to get your goals met. Again, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, Bobcats. I'm going to miss you guys for the 2 weeks on break. I hope some of you get some schoolwork done if you need to get that done. I hope everybody has an awesome break, relaxing, having fun with your family and your friends. And I hope you guys make it a great week here at HMS, and I will see you in 2016.